Welcome back to episode 170 of the ATD Baseball Podcast. We made it. We are in Houston, Texas. And as you can probably tell if you're watching on YouTube, we have dressed for the occasion. I got a little cowboy hat on. Shout out the Kings last week. And Kyle's got his Aaron Judge WBC jersey. We're in Houston, Texas. WBC starts, well, when you listen to this, on Monday. We're recording this on Thursday.
Yeah.
So when you hear this, there'll be a ton of stuff. I think we'll be basically halfway done with the group play.
Yeah.
But
we'll be home.
Yeah, we'll be home. Exactly. That's a great point. We'll be home by that point. But we've made it. We got stuff that we want to get into. But Kyle, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. We've obviously been talking about this for quite some time, and we're here, man. We're finally here in Houston. Couldn't be more excited. What a day, man! What a fucking day. It's been just absolutely wild. Obviously, so I live in PA, and my flight day was just absolutely freaking dreadful. We had layover in St. Louis, then after St. Louis, we came down to Houston. It was 2:45 in the morning. We left my house, and landed at 10:30. So it was a lot of turbulence. There was a lot of weather, a lot of fog, a lot of just shitty stuff. But you know what? Hey, it's all worth it. We're here, and tomorrow we got two games. Two games we're going to. But before we get into that, how was your day?
Very well. Quick little flight. It was only 3 hours, so that was nice. I'm so used to flying to Philly.
Yeah.
And it takes like 4.5, almost 5 hours. So doing a 3-hour flight to Houston felt like nothing.
Yeah.
It felt like I had sat down and then the plane took off, and then we were getting ready. We were getting ready to land in Houston, but very nice. It was a smooth takeoff, kind of a little rough landing to get here, but it was so cool. Like, I know you came in a different way, but I came in another direction. I actually got to see the entire Houston skyline coming in, and I was funny because I was actually able to see going through here, like, oh, there's our little place that we're gonna be at for these next couple of days, and I was like, damn, like, let me off here, so I don't have to. Let me get my bag and just let me go. Yep. But it was so cool to see the skyline coming in. Got me real excited, got me going, and we've made it, and so far, no complaints. I know we're not even 12 hours into this, but so far everything went smooth, other than trying to get in here. That was a little rough.
Yeah, man. Technology is a blessing and a curse. Technology is amazing because we get to do this. We get to record a podcast every week. We get to do what we do. We get to run around the diamond and just do what we love, which is making content. But at the same time, we have the curse side of things where everything's getting smart nowadays, right? But it's not too smart,
right?
Because when you stay in an Airbnb and you have to use, actually, I'm going to tell you exactly what you have to use. You got to use an app called the Chirp Access, okay?
Whatever that is.
Yeah, man. Dude, that is your key in and out of everywhere. In and out of the building, in and out of reception, in and out of every single door that you have to get to just to get to the apartment. And then once you get to the apartment, you're pretty much good then. But, it was annoying. Definitely was, because, you spend all day traveling and you just want to get in and you want to hang out and just, relax for a little bit. So, it was quickly taken care of. Our host of this Airbnb has been fantastic, very responsive. Former NBA player, by the way.
Yeah.
Just absolutely, it's a great place, man. It's modern. It's up with the amenities, everything else. So it's gonna be a good couple of days here in Houston, and it's just gonna start, man. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm very tired right now.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to it. I promise.
Same here. Very tired, and obviously we're not going to give away our exact location. But I mean, it don't matter anyways. But yeah, I know.
The hell, man?
I know. Just stuff like this, but obviously, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to give the location away, but by the time you hear this, we'll be home already. So, but
it's downtown Houston.
It's downtown Houston. We're literally steps away from the Toyota Center where the Rockets play, and we're only a couple blocks down from where the Astros play. And I know it's Deacon Park, but it will always be Minute Maid. It's Minute Maid. Minute Maid. So, yeah, we're going to 3 games this weekend. We got Mexico, Great Britain tomorrow at 12. And then we have USA Brazil, the night game at 7. Mm-hmm. And then we have Great Britain USA again Saturday night. And that's it. And then we're going home on Sunday. So, but I'm glad we get to see 2 USA games, and I'm glad we're able to get a Mexico game in there because I think those are the 2 teams that are going to be getting out of this group.
Yeah, absolutely. And it sucks because Mexico and USA play on Monday, and unfortunately we'll be leaving on Sunday. But I have to ask you, out of the 3 games we're going to, what are you most excited for?
I think I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, the Brazil-USA game.
Yeah.
Because, of course, it's the kickoff for Team USA.
Yeah.
So I know that's going to be an amazing atmosphere. It's a Friday. What's today?
Thursday.
It's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is anymore. It's going to be a Friday night, USA. And what people may not realize, of course, I was in Tucson, Arizona last year for the qualifiers.
Yep.
And I got to see 4 different teams compete for the last 2 spots in this tournament. It might have been more, but I remember it was China, it was Germany, it was Colombia, and it was also Brazil. Mm-hmm. So Brazil and Germany were the 2 teams that got the last 2 spots to get in this tournament. So and I went for credentials for media, so I was able to see the Brazilian players in that team a little bit up closer.
Yeah.
And the location where it was last year wasn't in front. It wasn't like a crazy big stadium or anything like that. So I feel like I have a personal connection to the Brazilian team just because I saw them last year. So I think I'm looking forward to that the most. I hope it's a competitive game. I know the U.S. is probably going to kick the shit out of them. And probably going to do that to Great Britain as well on Saturday. But, I think that's the game I'm most looking forward to. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Easy answer is both USA games and it's not even because of Aaron Judge. Okay?
I'm surprised.
I know. Listen, I am more than excited to see Aaron Judge put on the stars and stripes and represent the United States of America. But I will say we get to see Paul Skeens and Terry Skubal. That's sellout. Terry Skubal and Paul Skeens pitch for Team USA, and back-to-back nights, dude, you can't ask for anything better than that. So stoked to see those guys suit up and go lights out, man. That's exactly what we're looking for. And I kind of mentioned this to you earlier. I want to see Clayton Kershaw. I want to see him, man. Listen, we're only out here for a few days, and I never got to see him pitch in person, unfortunately, on my end, but I want to see it. Mark DeRosa, give him 1 inning. That's all I'm asking. I want to see Clayton Kershaw pitch.
I hope so, man. I don't know how I'm going to feel if I see Clayton Kershaw come out there. I think just seeing him warm up, I don't know how I'm going to feel.
Oh, dude.
I mean, listen, I did all my crying, and, I was very emotional at the end of last season, of course, when he announced like a week before the end of the regular season that he was going to retire at the end. So I did that already, but I don't know. I just feel like if I see him come out of the bullpen one last time, I think that'll get to me a little bit. And I did bring my Kershaw jersey just in case.
Absolutely.
If that happens. I don't know. I might just bring it with me tomorrow. And when we go to these games this weekend, I might just bring him with me just in case.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. But I hope he gets in there for 1 inning. 1 inning. That's all I'm asking for. I don't think they're going to throw him out in any of the elimination rounds. So if there's ever a time to do it, it is in the group stage when, you can afford to maybe screw around a little bit. And I think we'll kind of shift gears into the actual WBC stuff real quick. But, the draw actually favors out very well for the United States.
Absolutely.
Other than Mexico, they're playing Brazil and Great Britain. Those are 2 teams that they should beat. The Mexico game is iffy. I think the U.S. will win it this time, but this is a very favorable draw for the United States. And we had made our predictions last night before the official start of the tournament. You picked the U.S. to win. I ended up picking the Dominican Republic. I just think part of my prediction of the Dominican Republic was because they got embarrassed 3 years ago. They didn't even make it out of the group stage. They had a win in your in situation against their rival Puerto Rico, and they didn't win. Yeah. So I just feel like, and they essentially brought back the same team under different management with Albert Pujols being the manager. Mm-hmm. So
star-studded.
Star-studded. There's stars all over the place. Julio Rodriguez, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Juan Soto, all these guys. I just think that they're on a mission this year, and my Final Four was USA, Dominican Republic, and Mexico, Japan. If we can get those two semifinal games, that's the dream for me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And dude, I wanted so bad to kind of go with my heart on this one, because do I think the United States is going to win? I don't. But I will say I want them to win because it's mostly because of Aaron Judge, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But when it comes down to it, it's the other guys on the team too, right? A few years ago, the United States basically lost in dramatic fashion against Japan, Shohei Ohtani, and Yamamoto and those guys. Well deserving, by the way, but I just, Aaron Judge at the helm, man, dude, there's just something about it. I'm telling you, man, dude, there's just something about it. And you know what? I think he, after losing to the Dodgers in the World Series and putting on the Stars and Stripes, dude, this is something he's wanted to do for a while. And seeing Harper play alongside with Judge, which is what should have happened a few damn years ago, Brian Cashman. But I have to go with Team USA. There's no other team that I can go for. If I'm going with my heart, I'm going with Team USA. But if I'm going with my head, the DR or Japan is definitely the favorable pick. I still think Japan is just an absolute juggernaut. What they do over there is just absolutely ridiculous. They're on a different level. And the DR, I mean, you said it perfectly. They have a lot to prove. They got embarrassed in the group stage last WBC. And, dude, they're just loaded top to bottom. They're just a complete team. They're kind of like they remind me of the Dodgers for the World Baseball Classic. So, in my opinion, yeah, that was a great choice with the DR. And yeah, I gotta go with the USA, man. I have to.
Somebody had to take USA.
Absolutely, and there's only two of us.
There's only two of us. There can't be two guys from America that don't. One of them has to pick the United States. So,
yeah, absolutely.
If it wasn't me, it was definitely going to be you. But yeah, so just keep an eye out for that. Of course, when we come back next week in our normal, usual places, I'm pretty sure we'll be in the knockout stage by that point.
Yeah.
So if you got anything else on the WBC before you move on, now is the time. Any hot takes, anything?
It's
sleeper teams. I think Canada's a sleeper team.
I'll give you a sleeper team, Australia. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they look good yesterday.
Dude, they look good, man. And, dude, they fight, man. And then that's what you want in a tournament like this. See, that's the complete difference that I really want to make, known. When you play for your country and you play and you put on your home country's uniform, it's a different feeling, man. It's a totally different ballgame. And I say it time and time again. Back in 2023, that is some of the best baseball I've ever watched in my life. And the fans get into it, the countries get into it, and obviously the players get into it. It has been. We've said this time and time before. There are players who think that this is more important to them than the World Series, and it shows, dude. This tournament means everything to them. It means everything to me, and I know it means everything to you too. And it's a beautiful thing when you get to see all the countries from the world playing in this tournament and coming together for the sport that we all love. And this is some of the best baseball I've ever watched in my life, and I can totally say that this weekend is going to be no different. So I'm super stoked. That's pretty much what I have left on the WBC.
Absolutely. And one more thing, and then we'll move on from this. I mentioned this kind of the weeks and months leading up to this tournament. Mm-hmm. I believe Will Smith is the real America's catcher. And I mentioned this to you, and I'm going to double down on it because I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think by the time we get to the knockout stage, because obviously Cal Raleigh had an amazing season last year, 60-plus home runs. He deserves to be the starting catcher for Team USA, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I just think he's going to struggle. And if you're Mark DeRosa, manager for Team USA, obviously you can't screw around in these games. And I really think by the time we get to the second week and when these games really start to matter, I really think you're going to see Will Smith in these games. I really believe that. And that's not a shot at Kyle Raleigh, but, I mean, we're going to see if he can back it up what he did last year, which was pretty damn impressive. But like I said, Will Smith, he's been in these big moments before. Same WBC team 3 years ago. Obviously, all the championship and big postseason games with the Dodgers. I just think he's going to somehow find his way into the starting lineup by the end of this tournament. I really believe that.
And, I mean, that's a perfect take, man. I mean, obviously, no disrespect to Cal Raleigh, but Will Smith got to be behind America's catcher in 2023 with Kyle Higashioka there. No, I'm just playing. No, I can totally see where it happens, and Team USA isn't here to mess around. So if Cal Raleigh struggles, Will Smith is right there, and that's a pretty damn good backup. I'll say that. So.
All right, let's get into the other topics here before we jump. Well, we really got one other topic before we jump into the AL West. This is still business as usual. We're still touching on the other divisions here. Jurickson Profar. Oh my goodness gracious!
Didn't learn, man.
Didn't learn. And we talked about it when we were previewing the NL East last week.
Yep.
We completely forgot that Profar got busted for PEDs for 80 games, and now he got suspended again. The other day, that news broke. I think it was Tuesday morning, I believe.
Yeah,
something like that.
Tuesday or Wednesday morning.
Yeah,
it was one of the two.
It was one of the 2 days. But now he is out for the full season without pay. And you got to feel for the Braves, man. They took a chance, and there's no doubt in my mind, and I mentioned this to people that are Dodger fans, but there's no doubt in my mind that Jurickson Profar was juicing in 2024 as well. To have such a big jump. Just go look at the stats from 23 to 24. It is an astronomical jump.
It is.
From his stats, and there's no doubt in my mind that Jurickson Profar was juicing in 2024 as well. And a lot of Dodger fans, had the jokes, including me, Obviously, the famous quote at the beginning of the 2024 season when Will Smith called Jurickson Profar Mr. Irrelevant, and that became a rallying cry for the team, and they made T-shirts and everything. And again, turns out Will Smith was right. Turns out he was right, and Profar, when he was trying to start stuff with the Dodgers, who knew all this time it was roid rage? That's basically what it was this whole time. So that explains everything, but. Taking off my Dodger hat and taking off my Padres hater hat, it sucks. It really does. Like, he was such a good story in 2024.
Yep.
Making the All-Star team, having this great season, and he got paid at the end of that season too by the Braves.
Yeah. And
for all of this to just be wiped away due to performance-enhancing drug failed test twice. That's embarrassing, and I really feel sorry for him.
Absolutely. And just to kind of double down on your point here, I have his baseball reference page up. 2024, we saw a 280, 380, and 459 slash. That's the best batting average of his career by far. 254 was his second place finish. He had a slugging percentage, again, career best of 839. He had career best in pretty much every single stat that you could think of. 24 homers, 85 ribbies. I mean, he was off the charts, man. He had a 3.6 WAR and finished with 668 plate appearances. Yeah, I mean, the Braves took a flyer, and who wouldn't after coming off a season like that? I mean, Profar was always one of those guys that he always had the potential, but you never got the full extent out of him. except for 2024, man, the Padres got it. And the Braves were like, you know what? Let's take a shot on him. Let's bring him in. Let's make this team better. Because just a few years ago, the Braves not only won the World Series, but have been competitive every single year since. And bringing a guy like that, yeah, that could have put him over the edge. And he ended up slashing. I believe his batting average was 245 in 2025 with the Braves. I'd have to look up the rest of the stats, but yeah, good. It's good on the Braves. The Braves have always been a extremely good front office, and they want to bring a guy in like Profar to either put at the top of that lineup, kind of mix and match Olsen, Riley, and the rest of the guys that they have down there. It made perfect sense, and now here they are with a guy who's probably played less than 100 games for them in his career. So yeah, it sucks. It really does, but. I still think the Braves are. I mean, I was extremely high on them last week. I have them finishing second in the NL East, and I still think they can do that without Profar. I think these guys just need to come together a little bit more and get healthy. That is the big thing for the Braves. You need to stay healthy, and if they can do that, I think there's going to be no problems with them. So, Profar, I don't know what you're doing, man, but you got to get your shit together. And the Braves, I still think you can win without him, and just do what you've been doing, right? Before Profar even put a Braves uniform on, do what you've been doing, get healthy, stay healthy, and I think you can make some noise in the NL East.
There you go. All right, let's get into the National League West. It's kind of fitting that we're doing this in Houston, Texas.
That's what I said, man.
You mentioned it. You mentioned it. I didn't come up with it. Kyle mentioned it. Like I said, we're just a couple blocks down from Minute Maid Park, and so it's kind of fitting that we're doing the AL West here. So
Absolutely.
let's not waste any more time. Let's start with the garbage, probably the worst team in baseball. Let's start with the Anaheim Angels. What did the Anaheim Angels do over the offseason? Well, I'll tell you. Traded for Grayson Rodriguez. Traded for Josh Lau in a 3-team trade. Signed Kirby Yates. Signed Alek Manoah, both one-year deals. Vaughn Grisham traded from Red Sox. Johan Moncada, they re-signed one-year deal. Re-signed Dodgers legend Chris Taylor to a minor league deal. I love that. Signed Drew Pomeranz, Jordan Romano to one-year deals, and Bruce Sutter. And they re-signed Hunter Strickland, and they gave Adam Frazier a one-year deal, or a minor league deal, I should say. And notable guys they lost, they traded away Taylor Ward. They lost Kenley Jansen, Kyle Hendricks, Luis Rengifo, Luis Garcia, and Andrew Chafin to free agency, and they traded Brock Berg. The lineup that they're going to roll out in 2026, Zach Neto, Nolan Shawnwell, Mike Trout, Yohan Moncada, Joe Adell, Josh Lau, Jorge Soler, Logan O'Hoppe, Christian Moore, and the rotation looks like Yusei Kikuchi, Jose Soriano, Reed Detmers, Grayson Rodriguez, and Alek Manoah. And their over-under on wins is set at
70 and a half.
70 and a half wins. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I read this lineup out loud, doesn't sound horrible. It really doesn't. But this is essentially the same team minus Taylor Ward that the Angels are bringing in 2026. I really want to be a bad guy and take the under, but I'll take the over slightly. I'm not big on it. I don't like it, but I think they could be better than 70 wins. I really do. And under new manager Kirk Suzuki too. So we'll see. But I've mentioned this 1,000 times. We don't have to do this again. But they're just a bad team, horribly ran organization. Artie Moreno's got to sell the team. And that's a Dodger fan saying that. A person that hates your guts. This lineup isn't terrible. It really isn't. But the Angels have showed me nothing over the last decade that they're just going to go out there and have a winning season and be competitive. So
this is tough, man. Because you said it, and I'm so glad you did. This lineup is not bad. It's not Joe Odell. Joe Adell, Zach Neto, Mike Trout when healthy. You got
Nolan Shonowell.
yeah, Nolan Shonowell in there. You have you even have Jorge Soler, dude. And I understand he's not what he once was, but he's a guy who can give you some pop, right? And
Logan O'Hoppe too.
Logan O'Hoppe,
He's
yes.
continuing to grow, and he's actually one of the few pieces that I actually like on that Angels team.
Listen, I was again me being from Pennsylvania. I'm big into the Phillies, whether I like it or not. Not to mention all the years that I saw him play at Reading, and then obviously at AAA. Yeah, man, this I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I really do, and that pitching rotation is not terrible either. I think Grayson Rodriguez still has a decent amount to prove. I just think he was in a bad situation in Baltimore. Reed Detmers, come on, man. Where have you been? You were this highly touted prospect who we all
He
expected
was in
to.
the bullpen last year. He was a reliever last season.
That's what I'm saying, man. And Soriano, I mean, he's still, dude. Jose Soriano is one of the most underrated pitchers in this game, and I truly do believe that. He throws hard, his velocity's insane, and on top of that, as long as he can get his control down a little bit more, dude, he's a top end starter, and I truly do believe that. Um, but again, do you know what this Angels team is? It's nothing but question marks
Yeah.
all up and down this lineup, and the pitching rotation. That's what scares me. And Artie Moreno coming out and saying that, oh, the fans don't even care about winning. It's not even in their top five wants. That's absolutely ridiculous to me. You don't want your owner saying that. Kurt Suzuki, though, I think he can be an X factor, and I'm going to say that for a reason. Number one, he is a former player. Okay, he knows how to run a clubhouse. He knows what he wants in a clubhouse. And number two, he was well liked in the Angels organization, and I think that plays a big role. Um, 70.5 wins. God. I want to take the over. I do. But nothing tells me that the Angels are going to get there. So I'm taking the under because of all the question marks. Listen, Zach Neto, I think he's an absolute stud, and I think he can continue to grow. Shonowell's another one. He showed a lot of flashes. And O'Hoppe, again, same thing. And just the rest of this lineup, dude. Joe Adell is also an underrated player in this league. But again, I have to take the under because the Angels have showed me no different. And I don't know, man. I hope I'm wrong on this for the sake of Angel fans.
I
Um,
don't.
I knew that was coming, but this fan base has been through so much, man. And me being an outsider,
Haven't been through enough.
I'm not a Dodger fan, so I'm not biased here by any means. So I want this team to do well, but give me something to let me to make me want to take the over. Then you can, you know. Until then, man, I'm gonna have to continue saying what we do about the Angels. So I'm gonna take the under on this team.
All right, let's do the Sacramento Ace. Sacramento Athletics. I was about to say Oakland. Should be. You know, I actually saw some lady when I was getting on my flight over here. She had an Oakland A's
Oh, I love
green
that.
backpack. I'm like, damn, that's sick.
I love that.
Almost wanted to give her a hug, honestly, at that point. What did the A's do over the offseason? They traded for Jeff McNeil, signed Aaron Savali, Mark Leiter Jr., and Scott Barlow to one-year deals. They lost Sean Newcomb and J.J. Belletti to free agency, but they also made a bunch of moves locking down their key guys.
Yep.
They gave extensions to Jacob Wilson, Tyler Strodom, and Lawrence Butler. Each of them got 7 years, and yeah, they were locking down their core. There's their lineup going into 2026. Nick Kirks, Shea Langoliers, Tyler Strodom, Brent Rooker, Jeff McNeil, Jacob Wilson, Lawrence Butler, Max Muncy, not the other Max Muncy, Denzel Clark. The rotation looks like Luis Severino, Jeffrey Springs, Aaron Savali, Jacob Lopez, and Luis Morales. And their over-under is set at
75.5.
75 and a half. 75 and a half for the A's.
That's a tough one. This A's team is fun, man, and I think they're only going to get better.
This is an easy over for me.
Yes, I'm also going to take the over on this A's team. I think they're a few years away from making a lot of noise. I don't think they make this by much, if I'm being honest. I don't. But again, that doesn't mean that this A's team does not have a future or they are not good.
Right.
Because I think in give these young guys and all the extended pieces that they have actually made good front office moves with, give them 1 to 2 years, and I think this team can be exactly where they want to be. Um, Obviously, you bring in some veterans like Jeff McNeil. I think that listen, man. I'm still a firm believer that veterans do play a part in a young team's success, and I feel like Jeff McNeil could be that kind of guy. So I want to see some moves at the deadline from this A's team, though. I want that pitching staff to be a little bit better. But that lineup, it's in good hands, man. And for that reason, I am most taking the over on this A's team.
Yep. Taking the over on them. I think they. I'll go a little further. I think they finish over 500 this year.
Ooh, okay.
I think they can do that. They're a fun team, man.
Yeah.
If you have MLB TV or if you're just looking to scroll and watch a game, put the A's on.
Absolutely.
I know they don't play in the best environment right now in Sacramento, but those games are fun, man. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like leading up to this storm of where when they get to Vegas in 2 years, they're gonna be fun to watch.
They are.
They're gonna be a competitive team
Yep.
playing for the postseason.
John Fisher, why was this not done in Oakland?
Yes, why?
Come on, man. Years of pain that you put that fan base through, and you decide to do it in Sacramento. Come on, man. But I guess better late than never. I'm excited for this young team. It's going to be fun.
All right, well, let's get to the Texas team and not the Astros. Let's do
your World Series pick from last
Oh
year.
yeah.
And listen, man,
My
you
American
did
League pick.
it last week.
Why? Yeah, I know. My American League pick last year, man, and I felt such like a genius when I said that. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be right on this.
Understandable, man. Dude, they had the pieces.
They did.
There. They were there.
Well, let's talk about some of the new pieces. Traded for Mackenzie Gore. Traded for Brandon Nimmo. Gave Danny Jansen a 2-year deal. They signed Jordan Montgomery. Re-signed Chris Martin. Signed Alexis Diaz. I didn't even know that. Tyler Alexander 1-year deal. This actually happened today. They gave Andrew McCutchen a minor league deal. Austin Goomer minor league deal. Ryan Brazier minor league deal. Kyle Quantrill minor league deal. And they re-signed Josh Forbes. Now they did lose a lot. They traded away Marcus Semien. They lost Adolis Garcia, Merrill Kelly, Phil Monton, Hobie Miller, Sean Armstrong, Jacob Webb, Tyler, some of these names, Malley, Jonah Heim, and Dylan Moore all to free agency. The lineup that they're going to roll out in 2026, Brandon Nimmo, Wyatt Langford, Corey Seager, Jock Peterson, Jake Berger, Evan Carter, Josh Jung, Josh Smith, and Danny Jansen. And their rotation looks like Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi, Mackenzie Gore, Jack Leiter, and Jacob Latz. Their over-under is set, I believe, it's at 68.5.
83.5.
Did I say 60? Wow. 83. I'm tired, man. It's been a long day.
Listen, man, it's all good. Yeah,
83.5 wins for the Rangers.
83.5 wins. That I don't think they make.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take the under on this Rangers team. They lost a lot, and last year was not very promising for me. Yeah, listen, the pieces are there. They are. They still are. I think Brandon Nimmo and Marcus Semien are kind of a wash, in my opinion. You have some good young pieces. Wyatt Langford has turned into a pretty good star. I think he can continue to grow as well. Josh Young, he's another one. Kind of fell off a bit since their World Series run, but listen, man, this team can be good. But Corey Seager seemed to drop off a tad. I don't have the faith in this Rangers team. I'm going to go under, but it's not by a lot. I'm actually going to say that they finished with 82 or 83 games. I think that's where they're at.
Sorry, I'm just trying to look for my Chargers here. There we go. I'm taking the under on it too. and I'm right there with you. I think they just missed it. I really wanted to give them the over because again, it's not a bad team,
They're not.
but that 86 is a big number. And I just mentioned it to you with the resurgence of the A's coming this year, I believe, finishing over 500. And there's always question marks on if these guys can stay healthy.
Yeah.
Seager's been hurt. DeGrom's been hurt. There's just so many questions. A little bit like the Angels, a lot of question marks on this team, and they also have a new manager too.
Yes.
It's Skip Schumacher.
I think that was a good move.
It was a good move.
That was a good move.
That was a great move. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, I am taking the under on them. But again, I'm with you, not by much. Yeah. If the number was 83, 82, I would have taken it. But 86 is a big number.
I will say it is 83 and a half. So if you're, I don't know if that changes. Rangers are 83 and a half.
I'm telling you, man, I'm half asleep right now.
All good, man.
I'm still taking the under.
I'm taking the under, but I think, like I said, I say they miss it by half a game. 82, 83 is where they're at, in my opinion, personally. They're a good team when healthy, and they're firing. You know, they are. But I just don't know if they can keep that up for a full 162 to be able to get that, to make that kind of noise in the AL West.
Yep. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to.
All good. Hey, listen, it's been a day.
Yeah, it has been a day.
But also, too, whenever we do these things, you know, on trips and we do these podcasts, you know, I always go back to Tampa. Dude, some of those nights were just absolutely wild.
Oh, my God. All right, well.
Travel does things to you, man.
It does do things to you. All right, well, just going to let this computer die, I guess. Yeah.
I have mine, too.
Let's do.
Are we going to do Houston?
Yeah, let's do the Astros.
H-Town, baby.
H-Town. Yeah. Where we're at.
H-Town and down.
Okay, what did the Astros do last year? They signed Chatterbox to mommy. I can't even say his name.
Yeah, Imai,
yeah. You know, Tatsui Imai.
There we go.
Signed him. Of course, famously didn't want to go to the Dodgers. He wants to beat the Dodgers, which I'm just joking around. I mean, that's good. Honestly, there should be more players like that in baseball that want to beat the Dodgers.
Listen, not to get into that type of talk, but the more players we have like him, the more ability there is to take down the Dodgers. So
they traded for Mike Burrows, 3-team trade. Joey Lupido traded for Nick Allen, and they signed Ryan Wes. They lost Framber Valdez. They made a ton of trades. Mauricio Dubon traded. Jacob Melton traded. Jesus Sanchez traded, and they lost Ramon Urias, Victor Cardentine, Craig Kimbrell, and Brendan Rodgers, all to free agency. And the lineup that the Astros are expected to roll out in 2026 goes as follows. Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, Isaac Paredes, Carlos Correa, Christian Walker, Joey Lapudu, Yonder Diaz, Zach Cole, Jake Myers. The rotation looks like Hunter Brown, Christian Javier, Imai, Lance McCullers Jr., Mike Burrows, and Ryan Wells. And their over-under is set at 86.
86 and a half.
86 and a half. And Jeremy Pena got hurt today, too, or yesterday.
Yes.
So he will not be...
He's out for most of, if not the entire season.
Really?
I think, right?
I think they said he was just going to miss the group play at the WBC, if I'm not mistaken.
Then I may have... Yeah. I completely botched that, but that's all right. We're good. Listen.
I could be wrong.
No, it's all good. He has a it's a fracture in his finger. He's definitely out for the World Baseball Classic. Um, with injuries like this, they can be nagging. You never know. Either way, Jeremy Pena is probably going to go into the 2026 season dealing with an issue. He might not be ready. He probably won't be. He might be out for a little bit. But yeah, so I'll kind of kick this off with the Astros. This is an aging team. It's an aging team that has passed its glory days, I would say. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is a terrible team by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. Jordan Alvarez still has a lot to give. Jose Altuve, he unfortunately ages like fine wine. Um, you have Christian Walker in there, who I still think can provide you with a lot of firepower. Um, and yeah, man, it's just like the trades that they made did not make much sense to me. Um, Dubon giving him up was again. Dubon is not going to make or break your season. I get that, but at the same time, these are key players who came off the bench, who was able to give you versatility, and you now lose that. And you traded. I believe Dubon was traded for Nick Allen in that trade with the Braves. I don't know if Allen can give you the type of the versatility and everything that Dubon could give you when he was with Houston. Um, and the pitching staff, man, big blow. You lose Framber Valdez. That's tough. That is very tough. Hunter Brown, he can't seem to stay healthy. Christian Javier, I still think he has a lot to give. Don't get me wrong. I still think he's a really good starter, but at the end of the day, this pitching staff just doesn't do it for me. Lance McCullers Jr., we've seen a lot out of him and a lot of nothing as well. Yeah, I'm taking the under on this Astros team. 86.5. That's a big number. I don't like that for the Astros. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, it goes back into every single thing that we say. Doesn't mean they're a bad team. I still think they finish. I don't want to go that far yet. I still think they win at least 80 games. I'll put it that way. I don't know where I'm going to go with my rankings quite yet. This is a division that does scare me a little bit with that. So I say they finish above 80 wins, but um, I don't know, man. This Astros team is just not the same as it once was. Carlos Correa, he's past his prime. Jose Altuve, although he still is a phenomenal player, what's going on? Is he playing left? Is he going back to the infield, or how is that going to go? I still think he has a lot to provide with the bat, but again, they're aging, man, and they're not getting any younger. And unfortunately, this is one of those things with the Astros, man. They don't ever rebuild. They just kind of retool, and they don't give out big contracts. So that's why Tucker is now with the Dodgers, and so forth and so on. So um, yeah, it's tough, man. But yeah, I'm gonna take the under. 86.5 is just too big for me.
Yeah, now you talking through all this, I'm actually gonna make a change. I'm switching the under I took on the Rangers,
Okay.
and I'm taking the over on them, and I'm taking the under on the Astros.
Okay.
Um, Aging team. Again, just because you take the under on them doesn't mean they're gonna win 70 games or 65 games or something like that. But you mentioned it, aging team. They flamed out of the post of the race last year.
Yeah.
They got eliminated the last weekend of the season. Um, yeah, this is an aging team, and you mentioned it. They retool. They retool. They don't rebuild. And if they have another bad season or a slow start, might have to consider that.
Yeah.
Really might have to consider that. So,
But like, here's the thing that I don't understand about the Astros. They draft well.
right.
We know this, and look at what they did from drafting well. They won. I mean, also cheating a little bit.
Yeah.
But listen, I I'm trying to get over that. I am. We're in Houston. I'm facing my fears this trip, and I'm going to try to let gut bygones be bygones. But um, those players that they drafted turned into multiple World Series wins,
Right.
no matter how you want to shape it. Um, but those guys are now older. Why can't you do the same thing? You're a team that drafts well. You don't give out big contracts. The Astros can rebuild and be good within a couple of years. That's how the Astros go. So um, I'm all for a rebuild for this Houston team, but we like you just said, we know that they don't do that. So it'll be interesting with this team to see where they go in the 2026 season.
And lastly, let's do the defending American League West champion Seattle Mariners. It is clear that the division runs to them now.
Yep. It's about time.
Yeah, honestly, it's about time. What did they do? They re-signed Josh Naylor, traded for Brendan Donovan, traded for Jose Federer. They re-signed Mitch Garver to a minor league deal, and they signed Robert Schreiner to a one-year deal. They did lose Daniel Suarez, Jorge Polanco, Caleb Ferguson, Gregory Santos, all the free agency, and they did trade Harry Ford to the Nationals. The lineup that they are expected to roll out: Brendan Donovan, Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor, Randy Arozarena, Dominic Carzone, J.P. Crawford, Victor Robles, Cole Young, and the rotation is Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, George Kirby, and Bryce Miller. And of course, the back end of the bullpen led by Andres Munoz. Their over-under is set at
89 and a half wins.
89 and a half wins. This is an easy over for me. And I'll go even further. I think they're my American League pick this year.
Ooh, okay.
I think they're my American League pick this year. I really do.
They
were 6 outs, or they were 9 outs from getting to the World Series last season. Yep. Obviously, the heartbreaking home run by Springer put the Blue Jays in the World Series. They got a taste of it. They finally won a playoff series, something they hadn't done in almost 20 years. The thing that I love, they essentially brought back the same team and got some help. There was a question mark. Were they going to re-sign Josh Naylor? What were they going to do with some of their key free agents? I really think that this will be the best team in the American League this year. That's 2 years in a row for me. I said the Rangers last year, and I said I'm saying the Mariners this year. I really think they're going to be your American League representative this year in the World Series.
Absolutely. It's a great pick. It makes all the sense in the world. I'm not entirely sure that I'm ready to be there, but I can give you a 75% chance that the Mariners are also going to be my American League pick. Yeah, man. This team is just overall a good team, right? They showed it last year that this division runs through Seattle, and it makes all the sense in the world because they're a powerhouse. Cal Raleigh hitting 60-plus homers. You have Julio Rodriguez, who actually took a step back last year, and they were still. Imagine Julio playing at his full potential within the rest of this lineup. They're a good team overall, and this is a very, very easy over for me on the 89 and a half wins. And again, I do agree with you. I think that as of right now, I'm very confident in this team being the American League pick, but I'm not there quite yet. Obviously, we'll do that on the last episode of these previews. But yeah, Mariners, they're a great team, and it's about time. We've been saying this for the last couple of years now. Like, hey, the Mariners are a couple pieces away. And guess what? They're here now. It's about time. I wish it would have happened sooner for Seattle fans, but yeah, man, baseball's better when Seattle's good. So good for them.
All right. Well, now let's do our standings, MVPs, and Cy Youngs. I think based off of our stuff we've said in the last 20 minutes, I think you have a pretty much a good idea of where we're going. But Angels, obviously 5, not 1.
Imagine.
I know. Angels, A's. I really want to put the A's in 3.
Okay.
But I don't think they can jump some of these other teams. So A's at 4. I think I'm putting Astros at 3 this year.
Wow. Okay.
I really think I am.
Okay.
I really think I am. I took the under on their wins. Yeah, and I'm putting Rangers 2, Mariners 1. Mariners 1.
Makes sense. We're almost in lockstep, but I gave the A's the edge. Angels 5, Astros 4.
Whoa!
A's 3. Sorry, yeah, Rangers 2, Mariners 1. So Mariners, Rangers, A's, Astros, Angels 1 to 5.
Wow.
Yep.
Here we are. We're in their town and we're dumping on their.
Listen, man. Listen, it's an aging team, and I don't know, man. I'm not that.
Last year was an eye opener.
Yeah.
It really was. For as good as that team was, falling apart in the last month of the season, and not even making the postseason completely. And then the year prior to that, had the wild card series at home, lost to the Tigers.
Listen, man, they had their days.
Right.
And they don't need it anymore. I said it that when I was coming down here, I was going to face my fears. I was going to face all the trauma from my past this damn team has put on me. And this is a way of me starting to put that behind me. So, Astros 4 in the AL West this year.
MVP Cy Young.
Ooh. Man, I didn't get that far. Okay, MVP. I want to be different.
Well, I'm not taking Kyle.
He's the obvious
He's
answer.
the obvious answer, but
You know what? I'm not going to. Because I'm going to go real off the board. Give me Tyler Soderstrom.
ooh, okay. I like that.
He had a absolute phenomenal year last year, and I think he just builds on that. I mean, he got locked down for a reason. He's a future piece of the A's, and I put the A's in 3 this year, and I think he's going to be a big reason why he's there, why they're there.
I don't want to take Raleigh. I really don't, because I don't think he. I mean, he's not hitting 60 home runs.
I also agree with you. I do think he's going to take a step back.
But
But
taking a step back for him this year is
that's
35,
yeah.
30. That's still a great season.
I could even see 40 out of him.
40, yeah. We'll take Julio Rodriguez.
Ooh, okay. Revenge season.
Revenge season. American League pick. He's got to lead that team. And my Cy Young, I'm going Brian Wu.
I like it.
I'll stay with that laboratory rotation that they have in Seattle.
Okay. I'm going to be different here. I'm going to be really different.
Alec Manoa.
Absolutely not. On the same team, though. I'm going to go Jose Soriano.
There we go.
Again, I think he's a phenomenal starter in this league. I think if he could just kind of tweak his game a little bit, I think he can be even better. And I think he's going to be the one bright spot for this Angels team this year.
I love it. All right, well, there you go.
Absolutely.
We're both half asleep right now, but we were still able to do a division.
We got through it.
We got through it, and my laptop didn't die.
That was giving you a lot of problems.
It was giving me a lot of problems, as you probably could tell if you're watching on YouTube.
It's all good, man. See, raw video, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Some of the best memories. Dude, I still watch the videos from our spring training trips.
Oh, yeah.
From Arizona. Dude, it's fun, man. Fun. These are some of the best videos we can make.
No, because we're going to continue to do recaps these next couple nights. So,
yeah.
Unless you got anything else, I think that's going to do it. Episode 170.
I think that's it, man. Yeah, obviously you guys will be watching this on Tuesday when it's posted, but I'll say it in our recaps when we post those the next couple of nights. Enjoy this baseball, man. The WBC is just different. It's a different animal, and it's such a beautiful thing to see all the countries come together and just rejoice over baseball. It's It's the reason why we love the sport. So, yeah.
I'll say one thing and then we'll call it a night. Now, I've only been here. I haven't been here for a full day yet.
Mm-hmm.
However, the famous saying here in Texas, well, two, don't mess with Texas, but the one that I always hear, everything is bigger in Texas. I hope that's true. You got 72 hours to prove that to me.
You can take that so many different
You can take that so many directions. But I just want to see if it's true. I want to see if this state, this town, can back it up.
Absolutely. This is my first time here. I never
Yeah.
been to Texas before.
Same here.
So we'll see.
Well, I'll keep you updated on that as these next couple nights
As our
come through.
recaps come out.
As our recaps come out.
Yep.
All right, well, ATD episode 170 in the books. Look out for our recap videos. We'll be back at our respective places next time you see us for our division.
Yep.
Adios.